Hey everyone, Mark here from Muscle Building Shorts. Today it's the absolute beginner ab workout. That's right, this workout is ideal for anybody getting into direct ab training for the very first time. I'm going to show you some exercises that's going to help ease you into it. These aren't fluff exercises, these are exercises that actually target the muscles in all the right way. In fact, there's actually 5 principles to any good ab training workout. Principle number 1 is we need some kind of a top-down contraction. So if you think of the ab muscles, the rectus abdominis, those are those nodules that are in the front and what we normally refer to as a six-pack. We need to crunch these muscles because the fibers run up and down from a top-down position. So if this is the flat of our front of our body, we need to crunch downwards. As well, because we have muscles all the way down to the pelvic area, we need to contract from the bottom up. So that's principle number 2. Principle number 1, contract down. Principle number 2, contract up. Because we have external obliques and serratus anterior muscles on the side here, which is also part of the abdominal muscles, they come down on an angle. So simple top down or bottom up is not going to do it 100%. We need to do a twisting movement. That's principle number 3. Principle number 4, because abs are just like any other muscles, they don't just contract. We also need to get a stretch in there somewhere. So somehow we're going to have to stretch the ab muscles. And then principle number 5 is progressive overload. Now, this routine that I'm going to be showing you is using absolutely no equipment. So you might be wondering, how do we do progressive overload if we're not adding additional weights? Well, anytime you train a muscle, the muscles don't really know what weight's being applied. They can only know the intensity that they're feeling applied to them. So for instance, if I did body weight squats, not holding any weights, if I do 5 repetitions, the body says, oh, I'm having to work X amount of hardness, right? But if you do 10 repetitions, your muscles have to work harder. They fatigue, more, and they have to respond more. It's the same thing with the abdominal muscles. So if you want to progressively overload, you can increase the range of motion, you can add more reps, you can add more sets per workout, you can work out the abs more times during the week, all kinds of different ways. So let's get out of the gym and go to a typical room that you might find in your home. Okay, so we're going to tackle the hardest exercise first. That's an exercise I like to call the phantom rollout. So you're probably familiar with an ab roller and ab rollouts. That's a great exercise to take care of ab training principle number 1 and 4, which is that crunching from the top down, as well as that nice stretch when you roll out on the ab roller. However, like I said, this workout has no equipment needed. However, you will kind of need a couple things here. So you want to have a nice smooth surface like a hardwood floor or even a tile floor. If you have in your room, you have like a nice transition between a carpet or a rug and then that smooth floor, that'd be great. If you don't have that, if it's all hardwood or all tile, you can of course stick a pillow underneath your knees to help protect your knees. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slide out with your hands on the nice smooth surface to help you out. Like I said, you do need a couple things that you'll find around the house. I like to use either socks or cotton gloves. You can put these on your hands. This will help you to slide out nicely on the hardwood floor or the tile floor. So I'm going to show you here the starting position. You want your legs to be in this L shape, and you want to have your hands right in front of you, just in front of your knees by a few inches, and you want to have that stomach pulled in. If you're familiar with yoga moves, this is like the cat pose, where your back is up and you got this roundness in the stomach here, and you can contract your abs. That's your start position. And then what you're going to do is slowly allow yourself to slide out, stretch the abs. You don't want to go too far if you're just starting off. And then you're going to have to pull back to that original position, keeping that nice curve here, as well as keeping the L's in as much of an L shape as possible. You don't want to come back to here. That's not contracting the abs at all. That's just rocking back and forth. So again, start here, contract the abs, keep the abs engaged while you stretch out, and then go as far as you're comfortable. Then pull it back. You'll have to contract your abs a little bit more and slide back. Slide out, pull back. Now, like I said, this is the hardest move out of the 3 exercises I'm going to show you. Probably going to look to do it about anywhere from about 5 to 8 reps per set and then rest. Okay, so that phantom slide out is a pretty intense exercise. I really don't recommend you do any more than about 5 or 6 reps for a couple of sets in your first workout. So now we're going to move on actually to the easiest exercise of the 3, and that is the crunch twist. So we're going to take care of principles number 1 and number 3 here. So we're going to have a top-down crunch as well as a twist. So the twist is going to help us work the external obliques as well as the serratus anterior muscles that come down on an angle like this. And it's pretty simple. So basically you just put your hands behind your head like this. What you're going to do is one at a time, you're going to bring an arm down to the center of your body. So you're going to be bending down, twisting down. You're going to want to do a total of 20 reps. So that would be 10 per arm. So starting off here, you'd go right down. Make sure your core is engaged as you get down to the bottom. Crunch down as far as you're comfortable. And don't worry what's happening on with your legs. If your legs bend or anything, they don't have to be straight as long as you're getting that crunch and that twist. And like I said, this is a nice break from that hard first workout you did with the phantom slide outs. But at the same time, you're getting that mind-muscle connection with this exercise, learning how to engage the obliques and the serratus anterior. Okay, now on to the last exercise. You probably noticed that we haven't taken care of principle number 2, which is a bottom-up crunch. And that's what we're going to do this time. So what you want to do is, on any kind of a nice carpeted floor, if you have a yoga mat, you can also use that too. What we're going to do is, we're going to lie down. We're going to put our hands just behind our lower back, top of our glutes here. And you can start off with your knees bent if you want, and up like this. And what we're going to do is you're going to lift your legs up further to the point that your glutes will lift off the floor. Be like this. And you want to slowly lower it down. This, slowly lower it down to the ground. Every time you go up, you want to contract your ab muscles. Try to see if you can make a mind-muscle connection with the lower abs, just above the pelvic area. The slower you go down, the harder the exercise. And that's it. That's pretty simple, right? And what you can do to make this exercise harder, and this is where we get into principle 5 of progressive overload, is the less your leg is bent, the more it's standing out straight, the more weight you have to counter. So it becomes harder and more challenging. And all in all these 3 exercises, of course, to do progressive overload, is that over time you want to increase reps or increase sets or even increase the amount of times you do this workout per week. Anyway, I hope this helps you get started with doing direct ab training. Thanks for watching.